Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm at the Schulz Peanuts Museum here in Santa Rosa. Thanks to all the new subscribers this week for coming on board, and let's go check out the museum together. All right. Well, right when you walk in, Charlie Brown's here to welcome us. So they have these statues all over the city of Santa Rosa. One day I'll have to drive around and film them all. They're literally all over the place. Here's a classic Snoopy on his dog house. Woodstock when you get in.
You see that picture of Woodstock there against the wall?
Yeah.
Okay, if you go down that hallway, you run into a video note, and it runs a 10-minute continuous video. Great overview of the museum.
Okay.
Tells you how the museum was designed, constructed, and talks a little bit about Charles Schulz's personality.
Oh, okay.
After you finish that, what I would do is go up to the second floor first.
Oh, okay.
You learn all about Charles Schulz. There's a recreation of his studio, talks about his family, his education. After you finish with that, come back down to the first floor to finish off with the art.
Okay, cool.
So what I'm telling you is get a quick overview.
Right.
Learn about the artist first.
Right.
Then enjoy the art.
Thank you for the tip.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. This big mural is like one of those murals that is put together of a bunch of tiny little pictures. And in this case, they're comic strips. Peanuts comic strips. Pretty neat how they can make a picture out of that. Pow! Here's some of his early work before the Peanuts. And some other things that he was inspired by and did. Real early stuff here. This is 40s. And he loved golf. And these are really the beginning of characters, which were all real people in real life. This is about a guy named Cristo that put a giant fabric curtain from Santa Rosa to the ocean. And then Charles Schulz incorporated it into his comic strip and wrapped Snoopy's house. This is a mural that was in Charles Schulz's daughter's bedroom. And it was saved. He sold the house and moved away and left the mural behind, and the people recognized that it was special and saved it. And the museum was able to get it back and bring it over. There's another drawing of Snoopy. And this is a recreation of his work area. His life making cartoons. This is an old video of him drawing, and it's even on an old television set. It's kind of neat to see him actually do the drawings. Funny how you can just quickly add these little, the bench there, the facial expression really changes everything. F. Math. F. Snoopy.
Charlie Brown is, I think, a little bit like everyone. We all need reassurance that some people really do like us. But I guess Charlie Brown is mostly me. That's why he often has that dumb expression on his face. But, for example, when I've been beaten in a golf tournament or a bridge game, or maybe if I bowled a bad game on a particular night when I feel low, this is when I come home and really pour it on poor old Charlie Brown. This is when he really suffers the most, when I suffer the most.
And he is very famous for wrapping objects. And he did a project here in Sonoma County, Sonoma and Marin.
There's another mural that was in his house. Plastic figurines. Time magazine cover. And he was really into sports. He loved bowling and tennis and baseball. And he was also into ice hockey. And this wood carving is really neat. That's on the wall there. And another picture of him. Early Charlie Brown comic strips here. And Shermy, the beginning of Shermy. And Charlie Brown was actually had, to his friends, they called him Sparky. And his uncle named him that after a character actually in a comic strip. And Lucy was a real person, inspired by a real person. There's the actual Lucy. Peanuts family album. More figurines. Early Snoopy, or Snippy was his pre-Snoopy name. Got a little fluffy kind of Snoopy. And some ceramics here. There's Linus. Peppermint Patty. And Frida is another character. Looking at a Corvair there. The little red-headed girl. Of his early strips. The two Rorys. Now, Sparky actually was in the army during the war. and he enjoyed it. There's Peppermint Patty. The inspiration. Peppermint Patty strip. And this museum has stuff like this all over. Snoopy. And he fell in love with the Bay Area. And a lot of his comic strips were inspired by Charles Sparky's real life. So if he had a bad baseball game, he would add that into the strip and give the emotions of Charlie being frustrated. Franklin. Airline stewardess. Talks about the inspiration behind the strip. And Marcy. Made the real Marcy stand up. So Snippy was Snoopy's original name before he developed the character a little more detail and changed his name to Snoopy. So, as you can see, if you are a cartoon lover of the Peanuts, this museum has a lot to show. I'm just showing you a little bit of it. There's the walls, the murals, the comic strips on the walls, the rare original comic strips, glass figurine of Snoopy. And there's even an ice skating rink that is you can go skate at. And I'm going to make a separate video out of this, of the ice skating rink. And they, of course, have a gift store with all things Charlie Brown and Peanuts. Girl power. These are some originals here, framed. You know, it's funny, I noticed that watching that video that he was using ink, so he must have rarely made mistakes. Because with ink, you gotta start all over. With pencil, you can erase. Here's some color. Some more figurines in a case here. Some rare items that you won't see every day. And Snoopy fantasizing about being the Red Baron. Girls are dandy filled with candy. More about Valentine. So Lucy and Snoopy. And this is a little viewport they have on a wall. You look in the holes and you see these color versions. I like the snowman. And then outside in the courtyard they have more of these giant figurines, life size. And wood stock, these are under construction here. Got a hard hat on. They got crossword Linus outside in the courtyard. And they got this big redwood tree, beautiful redwood tree in the courtyard. And it looks like people have purchased and dedicated these plaques. Another area you can sit down it and have your lunch while you're here. And then they got the classics here. This is another section of the museum on the walls that they consider classics. And you know, it's funny, even in the bathrooms they have tiles with Charlie Brown comic strips on the bathroom walls. Here's one of the little gift shops. This one's in the museum, but they have a whole separate one by the ice skating rink too. Got magnets. course, they got stuffed Snoopies, some books, coloring books, coffee cups, hats. Even have these little patches. Those are pretty neat. Snoopy patches. Comic strip cups. And Woodstock taking a shower. And we got these big giant cutouts on the wall. And you can squish a penny. And outside, the separate building is the ice skating rink, which is going to be in another video. But they got Hedge with Snoopy. And then famous ice skaters, all kind of like the Hollywood stars here, did their names and autographs in concrete here, surrounding the Snoopy. Peggy Fleming. Some of these I don't remember. Too long ago. Dorothy Hamill, remember her. And there's a tuxedo Snoopy with his top hat on. Hockey player Charlie Brown. Snoopy greeting you. And I thought I'd show you a little bit of the ice skating rink here. This is the inside. It's modeled after a Switzerland town. And you can come and ice skate here. Yeah, there's like it's got a Swiss village feel. And this rink has been here quite a while. And if you look closely at the ice, they got the peanuts in the ice, which is pretty cool. Under, you can see them right there. As that man goes gliding by. There's another Woodstock fountain outside. It's referee Woodstock. With the drought, it ain't gonna be working. Well, that was certainly interesting checking out the Charles Schulz Museum here in Santa Rosa and learning about Sparky, which is Charles Schulz, and all the things he did in his life is very interesting. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you on my next video.